Oh, June
Well,
Collins. Yeah.
what are some things you can share with me?
I got three things. This is three things I made because I made a couple of YouTube videos on it. But there's three things that you might find interesting. So the first of which it's roughly about a month old, but it's from it's this place in New York called Gettysville or Gettsville. The Attorney General in New York shut down I guess there was a big debt collection company headquartered in Gettsville, New York. She shut them down because I guess she cited a bunch of predatory harassment practices and collecting old debts, and so she finally shut them down. And I think they got to pay like $11 million back to some of their victims.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's good that people are like getting back their money's worth.
So yeah, but it just goes to show you that these debt collection agencies, they are not looking. They're here to turn a profit. Number one, they don't care how they get it. Some of them will go through they'll stoop to any level just to get you to pay them some money that's already been charged off or written off or whatever.
That's crazy. And I know a lot of people just aren't aware of that kind of stuff. And I think that that's what puts people at risk too. If they were, not accessing this. So we can walk them through, give them the knowledge that they need. What other goodies do you have to share?
I gotta remember what the third article was. All right, so the second article, it's kind of a sad story. But it's related to what we talk about. This poor woman, she was I forget what her occupation was, but she worked in this company. She wanted to become an administrator. That was the next step in her. But she needed a master's degree to become an administrator in her field. So she goes and gets the master's degree. She racks up $64K in student loans at 2 different schools. Right? Yeah. And then COVID hits. She gets sick and she can't like work. She has to drop down to part-time, basically. And so the article was talking about how she has to decide between paying her health insurance or paying these student loans.
Wow, that's crazy. And that just oh my God. And I was thinking about something when you were talking about it. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I could see how, and a lot of people, that's what we try to tell a lot of people, and especially student loans, because they don't know that that's something that can be removed. I know you've been able to remove some, so it's good to find this like loophole, but it sucks that some people like literally are in debt because of student loans, and then they have to choose which one or the other, and then they're like just consistently going to be in that hole. So where did you find these? Like, was it something that you researched or something that popped up?
Let me see. The student loan story, I have to look up the link. The other one you can. How did I come across that? So the thing, how Google is. You look up something and then it starts feeding you. Their little algorithm starts feeding you more stuff. So that one. That's what happened. It fed me some more of this stuff. So I'm going to have to look those links up. The student loan thing, I forget. I'll have to send you the link too. But definitely. I do like to go. I like to go on Experian. I got an account with Capital One, and so Capital One, they have their little news section that has just random articles about credit and stuff like that. So I'll look there. I'll go to Experience.
Yeah, some of that information. That's definitely good to share with people. Get more stories in there. I would love to see those. because some people might be going through the same thing, and they want to be able to relate with somebody else. So it's good.
Experian has that. The CFPB has a website. Their website, you can get like articles. I think they had one. They are. As a matter of fact, this is the third article. So I actually got the fourth one, but the third article. The reason I mentioned 3 because I didn't change my my caption when I went live, so it says 3 articles for. So everybody's showing up on my side, like, what 3 articles is he talking about?
They'll give them that bonus one, right?
So the CFPB, so it's kind of like the government's credit bureau. Kind of like, they said they were going to start cracking down on extra fees. So this is the other thing with debt collectors, because a lot of times these debt collectors, if people make the mistake of paying, or they decide they're going to pay their collection, they'll add on a convenience fee for paying online, or extra fees for paying on, or just fees for whatever. And so the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says they're going to start cracking down on these extra fees because they're not part of the original debt. And so they're basically saying that these debt collectors cannot be tacking on all these extra fees, just taking advantage of people.
That's crazy. And a lot of people, again, like, aren't aware of that, and you don't want that kind of stuff to like trickle down to like your area of town, and then you're not aware like of this information. Because a lot of people, they get scared when they hear about like debt collectors coming after you and stuff, and they hesitate and they start saying the things that they shouldn't say, and then it like basically risks them and voids them from being able to dispute them, right? So. I like that you do your research. I like that you share these kind of things, because it definitely adds more information for me to share with people and just keep up to date with what's going on, right?
Yeah. And so here's the bonus one. I remember what it is now. This is off of the CFPB's website too. They it's about roughly a month old, but they were suing TransUnion because apparently TransUnion, the same type of thing. So you would go to TransUnion website just to look up the credit and stuff. And the TransUnion, apparently their website was kind of configured in a way to basically trick you into buying extra products. So you would start to go there just to get your credit report, for example. And they would kind of arrange things where you would actually click on and buy. We'll sell you an extra score, or we'll sell you some credit monitoring, your score monitoring, or identity. You'll end up buying extra services the way they configure their website. They call it dark pattern. It's what the CFP, they call it dark pattern. So
it sounds like a dark thing.
And apparently they've been fooling a lot of people, because it's like a figure in the millions that they've tricked people into paying, not realizing.
Wow.
And then people go to cancel these little extra services, and it just they go round and round and round. Can't figure out how to cancel them. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy, and there's just so much that goes on with that. And like I keep saying, like, people aren't aware that they just consistently, like, they feel victimized, or they feel like they have to do something, but there was no resolution. Oh yeah, well,
the trial's pending. I think they just filed a lawsuit like last month, something like that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
But that's a lot, $1 million.
But I asked the question, I'm like, if they're tricking people into buying these extra services, what do you think they're doing with your credit reports, or your information?
Yeah.
It's possible that you may have errors on there that you need to have cleaned up. or incorrect data that you did, well, we can show you how to clean all that stuff up yourself.
Yeah, and that's what's so important about this. And it's, even though like when we talk about like these heavy subjects and things, it's actually a lot easier than you think. And I think it makes it so much easier because we're not piling all of this information that you don't need to know. And a lot of these like debt collectors, they want to confuse you, so that's why they keep saying all of this and doing that, and you know, whatever the case may be, and so that you feel like it's difficult to remove items, or it's difficult to have good credit because these, you know, bad people, these debt collectors are lying, like you said. I mean, they'll do anything to make you pay that debt, right? So it's that goes back to me saying like it's good to make people feel comfortable and show them that people like you and I took some time, right? Take 25 minutes and really see why it's possible to remove collections and within such a short amount of time. And other little small tips that we learn along the way, right? Because I know we have some frequently asked questions that I'm actually trying to build outside of the frequently asked questions through the modules. But that's good. I'm excited that you hopped on live, because now it's going to give me something to talk about later and something to reference, right?